We are here at Jody Dawber. Jody, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you tattoo?
So my name is Jody Dawber. My Instagram is Jody Dawber, very original, and I tattoo at Dolorosa in Studio City in LA.
You are originally from the United Kingdom, right?
Yeah, I am. I moved over from Jane Doe, which is in Essex, Romford, a little town, Hornchurch, and that was at the end of October, and I've been here since.
What brought you over here?
I think I've got itchy feet. I like travelling a lot, and I've done some guest spots in Canada and America, and I just love travelling. So being here, meeting Chris, he offered me the opportunity that he would sponsor me, and just to have it in mind. I thought about it for a while, thinking that I couldn't possibly move countries, it would be too crazy, but no, I did it.
We know you have a mild obsession with Dolly Parton.
Oh my God.
Why is that, and have you ever met her?
Oh my God, no, I think I would die. I love Dolly Parton, she's just great. Her music's awesome, so that's good. And I plan to go to Dollywood for my birthday next year, so I need.
Have you ever been there before?
No, I've never been.
I heard it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I want to go, so if anyone wants to go with me.
It's in Tennessee, correct?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Tennessee?
No, I plan to go there next year. That's on my places to go.
It's an interesting area.
Okay. Smoky Mountains.
Yep,
Woo!
exactly. Yep. So, if you could go back in time and give yourself some advice to like a younger Jody tattoo artist.
Okay, younger Jody tattoo artist, right?
What would
Yeah.
you tell yourself?
Don't cover yourself in so much crap. When I was younger, I just got excited by getting tattoos. You know, they were fun. They were just something like that me and my friend would like look through magazines, and it wasn't like there was no Instagram, it was magazines. There wasn't really much Facebook going on anyway then. So I think if I could give myself some advice, it would be just to wait, save some good spaces for the great artists that are now.
When did you become, how long have you been a tattoo artist?
7 years.
When did you get your first tattoo?
When I was 18.
Okay.
You're going to make me tell you how old I am now.
What's your birthday? And I'm not going to let it known.
I'm 35.
I didn't want to say how old you were because I heard it
fine.
before, but
It's great.
What would you be doing if you weren't a tattoo artist?
Okay, so I've been asked this question before. I'm not very good at interviews, so I think I said the first thing that came to my head, which was a donkey farmer, because I like donkeys so much, but made all my friends laugh. But probably something to do with animals and travelling. That would be really cool.
It seems like seminars and conferences are popping up left and right to share information from fellow tattoo artists, like Explore Tattoo, and there's one at Richmond this year. What are your thoughts on those? Have you ever thought about participating in one?
To be honest, obviously I've only moved here since October, and we don't really have things like that in England or so much as Europe as that I know about. So it's definitely something that I've encountered in the US. So yeah, no, I mean, it'd be definitely interesting to go. I'm all up for learning new things, especially seeing other people's perspectives on what you could do with your own work as well. Because I think there's a lot of sharing goes on at those places, which would be great.
Did you do the convention circuit in England when you lived there?
Yeah. So, I mean, we would regularly work, like the shop that I worked at, we would work at Brighton Convention, which was one of my favourites. The Scottish Convention is amazing. It's very small, and it's just got a really good lineup of artists, and it's just such a fun time. And also Bristol. And they're all run by people in the tattoo industry or tattooists themselves, so they're always super fun to do. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten any now. I'm like,
the London show.
I would love to work the London show, but
I've always wanted to get over there.
It's a great show, as in it's so big and there's so many great artists that work it. So if you want to pick up some great prints, or if, I mean, not so much tattoo if people are booked, but definitely go for prints.
In the past 10 years, tattooing has changed quite a bit. What are the best way it has changed? And what's the worst way it's changed?
I think the best way, in my opinion, that it's changed is that people can now look for artists that they want to get tattooed by. So Instagram, as much as there are pros and cons to everything, the fact that now people can look for tattoo artists that they want to get tattooed by. It's not just a case of you go to the guy that your mates recommended in your local town. So I think that now the work is so out there. People can look and search for you, the style that they like. And I think people are a bit more informative about what they want to. So that's great, because now I can travel and people can reach out to me to get tattooed in different cities and different countries, which is amazing. So that's great. The con, I guess it is easy to access information, whereas maybe, I mean, I've only been tattooing 7 years, but like I was learning from people that were in my studio and finding out things for myself. I think it's readily available now, and maybe the availability of cheap tattoo equipment is probably a con to the rise in tattooing, maybe.
You mentioned Instagram. Do you ever try to do unique angles of your tattoos it would screw up potential copycat artists from trying to duplicate your tattoos?
No. I think if someone's going to copy my work, then it's probably going to be a pretty shitty representation.
Justin Hartman talked at the Explorer conference, and he did a tiger back piece on some woman, and it was a really nice tattoo, and he did a full-on, a regular shot of it, and within 6 months, somebody had replicated it to a T, and the person who replicated it did a fairly good job.
Oh,
and
that's sad though.
Talked about how he started doing weird angles, so it'd be, if you're going to replicate it, it's going to be extremely hard to replicate.
I think sometimes, well, his work is obviously phenomenal.
It's large scale too.
It's amazing. But I think, like, if I'm just going to post some pictures up, maybe I might do an angle, but I just tend to not think about it too much. People copy all the time, and I think if they're going to, especially a line drawing, if they're going to copy a line drawing, they're going to probably just print off a tattoo. So, I mean, as much as you can try and do things to stop that, it is going to happen anyway. And there's loads of people.
How often do you notice your tattoos getting ripped off?
I don't notice at all until someone tags me in it. I think the funniest one was I had a girl reach out to me and ask for some help with needle sizes, which normally I'm happy to help with. And I looked on her page and she had just taken my line work and coloured it in and offered it up for tattoos. And I just said to her, I was like, you know, it's not a really cool thing to do, but it happens, so.
What sucks is for the client, you know?
Yeah, it does, 100%. Like, I did a handpiece on a friend of mine called Sam Whitehead, and she tattoos in the UK, and that got completely ripped off. And he copied my line weights, my colours, and then he messaged me to tell me that he hadn't, and I was like, okay.
I've had artists tell me, hey, just wanted to let you know your tattoo got ripped off. And I was like, cool. I mean, like, good for that person. I hope that person enjoys it as much as I do, because there's nothing I can do about it. There's no point getting upset.
There's no point. It is annoying that someone can't just. I mean, especially with my work, it's like if someone can't do their own version of a heart and a rose, then that's sad. That at this point in their career, that they can't draw their own take on something very simple and make it their own. But you know, it happens.
There's a noticeable difference between the tattooing industry in the U.S. versus Europe. What do you think causes that? Do you notice that difference?
There's definitely a difference in some styles, like American traditional, and then the traditional that you would find in the UK. There's a bit of difference, It's just fun. I don't know why that would have happened, but I guess it's how information was shared back maybe like 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, and now obviously we have things like Instagram so people can search and look at styles they like, but I guess where like earlier on it would have been more indicative of the area that you were tattooing in and maybe the region, so you'd all share, maybe it developed that way, I would guess. I don't know.
Before moving to California, were you looking at any other cities living in the US, like New York? I mean, New York has a ton of great shops. Yeah,
there's a ton of great shops everywhere in America, like that's why it's exciting. But no, literally I had done guest spots and I love it here at the studio, and Chris offering me sponsorship, there was nowhere else that I wanted to go to. It was just because it was such a nice atmosphere and vibe in the shop that I definitely wanted to be here.
How'd you end up guest spotting here in the first place?
My friend Alex Strangler used to work here, so then my friend Rachel had come over, and then she obviously recommended to come to the Dolorosa. That's how it happens,
If there's one thing you could change about tattooing, the tattoo industry, what would it be?
I don't know. I really love my job, and I don't think there's anything that I would change. I wish maybe there was like a world pass that you could have, so you could tattoo absolutely anywhere, freely, easily, and teleportation devices so I don't get jet lag. That would be great. But no, as far as the tattoo industry is with me, I have a great career and a great life, so I don't really want to change anything that's going on immediately. But yeah.
Are kewpie tattoos overdone?
No. Oh my god, if I could go.
Are you well known for kewpie tattoos?
I do a couple of kewpie tattoos, but there's definitely like loads more people in America that do kewpies. They're not so common in the UK, but they're the cutest things ever.
Is your work primarily single shot tattoos versus large scale?
Yeah, I do a lot of one-hit pieces. So whether that's like an hour or 6 hours, they're usually done within 6.
Can you name some tattoo artists that you look up to or influential to your career right now?
Oh yeah, there's well, you can't see on the camera, but behind you there's Ashley Love, who does beautiful traditional work. There's Marie Senna, who also does beautiful traditional work. Gwen Douglas is one of my absolute favourite all-time humans and tattoo artists. She's just great. Hoping to visit her next year in Berlin anyway. And a lot of my friends, like my really good friends, they're all amazing tattoo artists. So my friend Sadie Glover, she's
we're familiar with Sadie's work.
Awesome neo-traditional artist. My friend Rachel Baldwin, she does great girly, really fun ideas.
Australia, correct?
No, she's in Liverpool. I want to get tattooed by Claire Clarity in Australia. God, there's so many. My old boss, like one of my best friends, Essex Girl, or Tiny Miss Becca, or Rebecca Marsh. She has many names. Yeah, no, there's just too many. There's so many good artists out there, and also Jean Leroux in London at Black Garden. He's great. He's tattooed me, and his work's phenomenal. And then there's the guys at Seven Doors. My friend Toby Gawler, Cham, and Claudia. Like, they're all obviously amazing. So there's everywhere you look, there's just going to be someone that can
Seven
look up
Doors
to.
has so many people at it. They're just producing phenomenal work.
Yeah, that's a great studio.
I don't understand how that many people, that many great artists end up at a single shop.
Wow, I guess because it's owned by Deno and John. So I guess they're great artists, so you attract more great artists, I guess.
How much, when your design process, how much do you draw on piece of pen and paper or on pencil and paper versus iPad?
Never anymore. I use my iPad.
Constantly?
Constantly, because I was a slow starter. I wasn't convinced, and I'm not very good with technology, but for travel it's so easy just to put that in a bag and go. So I find, because I am traveling quite a lot, it's so much easier than carrying around tracing paper, sketchbooks, pencils, pens, circle makers.
I know you were just up in Portland about Scapegoat, and your plans to go see Dolly Parton, but do you have any other travel plans coming up?
Yeah, so I head to Sweden tomorrow. I'm going to work at Studio Blanco out there. I've never been, so that'll be fun. And then I head to England, and then I go to Calgary in October for the Calgary Convention every year, which is such a fun show to work. And then I'm off to New Zealand and Australia in November and December with my friend Sadie.
New Zealand is a very, very long flight.
Well, not so much from LA though, right? It's okay.
I know New Zealand and Australia are not the same country, but the flight to Australia was pretty brutal.
Yeah, Sadie's coming from the UK, so she's going to have a much more rougher time than me.
It was a never-ending flight, it seemed like. Travel plans. Okay. If anybody's interested in getting tattooed by you, how should they reach out to you?
On my Instagram is my email, so just send any emails that way. And then obviously I have Anne that works here that helps me out with my email, so she'll let people know travel plans and my availability. So,
do you have any big projects coming up this year or for the remaining of the year?
No big projects. No, just work as normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you sitting down to talk with us for a few minutes.
Oh God, I'm the worst.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
And thank you for sitting down with us prior to your traveling to Sweden.
Yeah, no problem.
Travels.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.